Okay. Okay, so now you should be able to see.
Yeah.
So this is the Git bash. Okay,
Okay.
and you should note it down. Like you will need Git bash as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So in this point, we will write down Git bash. Okay. So this is nothing but one tool that we are going to use to connect to our EC2 instances on our local machine as well. If you want to run any kind of command, then in that case, this git bash will be used. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So here, I have prepared some of the documentations. So yeah, so let me go through that. It's AWS DevOps notes, then no, not DevOps notes, installations, yes, support, notes, Docker setup. Okay, so I want you to understand this thing. Like when you create your Jenkins, okay, so like each time when you try to like let's say you deploy it on your Docker desktop, okay, and when you are done with it, you are going to stop your container, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or sometimes there is possibility that you may delete your container accidentally. So you may lose your data.
Yeah.
Okay. So in order to not to lose the data, first we need to create the volume. Okay.
Okay.
So for that purpose, in the Jenkins, if you see here, this is my Jenkins, and here you will be able to see the multiple volumes. Okay. But now we will create one volume with name, with any name. Okay. So let's create the volume with name. Okay. My data. Okay. My Jenkins data, something like this. Okay. And just create the volume. You will be able to see it here, my Jenkins data. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So once you're done with it, before running your Jenkins, you
Mm.
need to understand this thing. You should go here, Jenkins LT, LTS. Okay. So if you go here, LTS chain logs, so here you will be able to see the latest version of the Jenkins. Okay.
Okay.
And this is what we are going to use. So instead of this LTS, I will put it as latest version, that is 2.4.2.2. And with the help of, so this port, it is nothing but the container port, we are mapping it with our computer. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. This is nothing but the container port that we are going to map
Okay.
Jenkins.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so here let's run this command. But before running it, this volume is my Jenkins data. So what we are doing is we are just attaching our volume inside the container on the directory name slash where slash Jenkins. Okay. So whatever goes inside this Jenkins home directory, it will be stored inside my Jenkins data. Okay. So each time there will be no need to run any new Jenkins image or anything like that. Okay. So let's this command. Jenkins, what should be the name? Jenkins demo. So the container name of the container will be Jenkins demo.
Okay.
Let's run it locally. Unable to find it. Okay. The manifest is unknown. So I'm sorry. I wrote Jenkins demo here because of that it was not able to find. So I have already run this command multiple times, and because of that, the image is locally available.
Okay.
Yes, it will be like it will first download the image and then it will install it. So this container has been created. So
Okay.
with the help of Docker ps command, you will able to see the container.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now the container has been created. And if you go on your Docker, so from here you will be able to see your container. So this is the running container that is Jenkins demo.
Yeah.
Go inside the container. Inside the exec, so here we have the logs of this container. Okay.
Okay.
So first we need to log in to the container. And as I told you, we have mapped port of the container on port 8080. If you see,
Yeah.
this is local host 8080. On this port it is done. Okay.
Mm.
So it should get open once you uh, like try to open this local host 8080. Now it is getting ready. Okay. So for this admin, as you already know, this is the password that we are going to use. Okay. Then continue, install suggested plugins and all. So as you know, like it will take some time for this thing
Yeah.
uh, in order to get this installed plugins. But in the meantime, what we can do is we can go to our EC2 instances. Okay. As I told you, like we are going to have the EC2 agent running for our current cluster. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, if you see on the running instances inside our North Virginia, we will launch one instance here itself. One simple instance will be okay. So this is my own machine, my own Jenkins agent where I run everything. So let's say this is my demo
Okay.
Jenkins agent. Okay, and I will keep everything as it is. It is t2.micro. Keep here. I'm going to use Virginia. You you should have this understanding like how to connect to the EC2 instance, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here itself, the SSH and the HTTPS, I will open these ports. I have my own security group. I will choose that, and I hope you also have this idea how to create this security group and all stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So here, let's launch the EC2 instance itself. I will add one more volume here itself, and I will tell you like why do we need this volume, additional volume. It will be like 2 GB, it will be GB3 volume,
Okay.
and just launch the EC2 instance with it. Okay, so now your EC2 instance is getting launched, and let's see for the Jenkins. So it is also running. So here, I think our server is in running state. Let's open new window for the git bash. And inside the temps, actually here what I did is, this is my base directory, okay, pwd ls-l. So here I have created one folder with the name temps, and inside that I have stored all my keys, that is temps, that is virginia.temp. Okay. And when you go on your instance, this is my demo Jenkins. Let's go inside it. Let's try to connect to the instance. So this is the example. Okay, it's best. Now you should be able to log into the instance as well. Okay, so yeah, so we are done with this thing. Now if you try the command lsblk, you will be able to see those volumes.
Okay.
Now what I want is, like when we install the Jenkins, it will check the what we say, the storage for slash temp mount point. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, in this case, it is quite lower. So what we have to do is, with this new volume that we have attached, we have to create this mount point on this volume, and just remove it from this server itself, like this, because currently it is mounted on slash mount point. Okay. I want to create a separate mount point for it, separate file system will be there. So when the Jenkins is going to run, it is not going to give us any error. Okay.
Okay.
So here we have our XVDB volume, and okay, I think we have this command mkf
Yeah.
dot ext4 slash dev slash xvdb. Okay, permission denied because I'm EC2 user. Let's log in as a root user. Okay, test. Okay, so the new volume has been created. Okay, mount slash temp on slash on our file system, that is slash dev slash xvdb. Okay, I think we are missing something. Mm, okay, that's BLK. Okay, so now it is mounted on slash temp at this entry. have any idea like why we have to add it inside the FS tab?
No, no idea.
Okay, no problem. So in order to make it permanent mount, because when we mount it like this, so in that case it will be like it will create one temporary mount. Okay.
Okay,
When your instance is going to get reboot, this mount will get removed. But when you add it inside /etc fs tab, it will read all the entries inside your fs tab, and at the time of reboot, it will read this mount point like there is one mount point with the name /temp, and we have to mount it.
okay,
Okay, /xvd. So this will be xvdb.
okay,
So this is just about the installation. Like if you
yeah,
like, do you have idea about Linux? You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I think we are done with our installation and all. Sarabji Anand with the password. Okay, this is going to
Why,
be a
why we are going for other agent for Jenkins?
other agents. Just to understand like how the agents work, how like in the production we have multiple agents. Okay,
Okay,
that it is just a demo like how we can create a new agent and what packages will be need so that you will be also able to understand like
yeah,
because generally it will use this host machine as a agent.
okay,
Throw at the bit. Okay, keep it as it is. The rate. Okay, Jenkins URL. Start Jenkins. Okay, now the Jenkins has been started. So if you go to the manage Jenkins before that, and that is you will be able to understand like how we store the secrets inside the Jenkins as well.
okay,
Yeah, so here if you see this one is nothing but global setup. So where is the credentials part? This one is the credentials. If you go inside the global, the setup that we need to do inside the Jenkins is here we run ssh -e gen. Okay, command. So it will create the keys inside. So this is nothing but your Jenkins, and it is going to create the keys inside the Jenkins. Okay, cd cat id. Okay, so this is my cat command, and I'm going to copy this. This is nothing but the passwordless SSH. So we are going to do the passwordless SSH from your Jenkins agent to your EC2 instance. So just I'm inside the root, okay, and cd SSH ls-l vim authorize keys. So here I'm going to add my key so that the Jenkins agent should be able to connect with my Jenkins uh, container should be able to connect with my this agent, Jenkins agent. Okay, so from here we will fire the command SSH root at the rate. This is nothing but the passwordless SSH that we are doing, because there are multiple ways of installing the agent inside Jenkins, but we are using this way because on our local machine our Jenkins is running and it should be able to understand about the Jenkins agent. So initially, yeah, so we are able to connect to our Jenkins agent, okay, from our container,
Yeah, okay.
control D, and if you go inside your Jenkins here, then mm, where we are going to add the credentials. We will use SSH username with private key, secret key dot text, scoop ID, root key, description, root, username, secret, passphrase, no? Username with password, secret file, secret text. Root, private key, enter directly. So here you need to store your private key. Create. Okay. So from your Jenkins, just create new agent, build executor, will get the node, create new node, node name will be Jenkins agent, it will be permanent agent, create Jenkins agent, root directory will be slash root, label Jenkins agent usage as much as possible, launch method, launch agent via SSH. So the host IP will be this one. So this is nothing but the Jenkins, our Jenkins agent site. So this one is the
Okay.
credentials, root, host, known host authentication method. Okay. So now let's create the agent. To start the Jenkins agent, you will be able to see the logs. .ssh known host, authenticate as root with credentials, root. Okay, I think it is failing. connection closed, Jenkins disabled, .sh known host. Connection will be allowed. Fail to authenticate as root. Okay, so let's go to the configuration of this agent. Okay, the credentials, known host verification, launched by agent SSH. Mhm. Okay, we'll do one thing. Let's go to the add credentials. Let's add a secret text only. Secret, it will be mhm. Great. So this one is the Jenkins root. Let's try to log in with the Jenkins root agent. Configure the agent. Secret will be new node Jenkins agent permanent agent remote directory slash root label Jenkins agent use as much as possible. Launch method by connecting to controller via SSH. Okay. And this one is the key. With the host and credentials. Okay, selected credentials can't be found. I don't know why my credentials are not getting picked here. I think we have launched it with the same method, but
But it's not connected.
same problem. It is not known type. IO exception, supported algorithm, SSH, root credential. Okay. copying any file from scale directory. Okay, rm happening. RM. Okay, now this user is existing. That's where Jenkins. Let's happen in it. Okay, the root vim dot ssh. Authorized keys. And we are going to copy this key from here. This is nothing but the passwordless SSH. This is what we are doing in order
Okay.
to connect to our agent. We with our installation already configure, save, launch agent. Okay. Jenkins known host. Okay, from here I think I need to log in. Jenkins user. Okay, so I have logged in as a Jenkins user. Here, from here also, it should be able to log in as a Jenkins. Configure status, launch agent. Private key root credential, root method, credential root. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so now as we can see, the issue was with our credentials that we have stored. So if you see here, let me log in. Yeah. So if you see here inside the credentials, so by mistake, uh, I passed those credentials like I passed the public key here. So if you see, this is the public key, and because of this public key, like it cannot connect. So we need a private key for that. Okay. So let's copy this, copy and paste and save. And if we go here and to our agent, uh, configure agent. So here I put just those secrets, save. Let's disconnect the agent and let's launch the agent. Okay. And because of this private key, you will able to see here the authentication is successful. Okay. Now, like once this part is complete, what we did is with the help of this command sudo dnf install java 11. If you fire this command, it will show it is already installed. If we go up, so this is the command that we have fired in order to install java 11, because for the agent the java 11 jdk package it will be required. And if you see here, the agent, it is getting installed, everything is getting created. Okay. So now if you go to Jenkins agent nodes, you will be able to see the agent is installed, and the space it is taking like 1.78 GB. So maybe we can add this space. Okay, we can create one 3 GB volume and just add it here. Add it inside this. Okay, okay. So here will be the new volume will be added. And how we can add it? So if we go here inside the instance, I think we have the volume. Just create one new volume. Create a new volume. Let's say 4 GB. Just create and attach. So it will be appear here. And from here, at the beginning of the lecture, I just showed like how we can create the volume, create the disk out of it, and attach to it here. Okay. Yeah. So I think we are good for it. Thank you.